I had a comment on one of my shorts, this Nirvana lyric, asking if I can show how I learned to write these letters. Sorry for the random practice word here. I did this writing with one of these pens called a Pilot Parallel. They come in a few different thicknesses. This is the small one, the medium size one I'll just show you. And they have these flat nibs. Get it to focus. And they go up to this large 6mm size. They're about £10 on Amazon. When you buy one of these pens, they come with these letter sheets. There's 3 different styles in total, but I was most interested in this square Gothic style, and that's the one that I'm going to show you, that I wrote this Nirvana lyric in. I'm going to show you the alphabet using the 3.8mm Pilot Parallel. I'll just show you how it works first of all. So it is a flat nib, and what that means is that if you do a stroke like this, it's a thick line, but then if you go off to the side, it uses the edge of the pen, so it's thick instead. And so that's how you you get the shapes of those letters and other letters. So if you were to do, for example, an O, it starts off thin, and then as you go in the curve, it gets thicker, and then thinner at the bottom again. And the same on the other side. But like I said, these Gothic ones aren't really curved. I was just showing you how it works. With these Gothic letters, as a general rule, in most of the letters, what happens is, rather than being a vertical line, it sort of has these shapes on the end. And what you need to do to achieve it, you have to hold your nib at 45 degrees to the page. So, if that's vertical, and that would be parallel to the page. So you want to hold your nib at that sort of angle, It's not got to be absolutely precise, but you want to keep it as close to that angle as you can. What that does, as you start to write, we're keeping it at this 45-degree angle, and to make these shapes like in the H there, instead of being a vertical line just down like this, they have these little ticks on either end. So if we show you the H for now, so it's like a little line in like that, then down, then you end, and then to do the other section of the H, you go up, and it's a thin line because it's the edge of the nib, go across, down, and the little flick at the end like that. I will show you the whole alphabet now. So keeping your pen at this constant 45-degree angle, you can see the A is quite square. So we start like this, go in at the bottom, a flick up, across, and then finish the A off like that. The B is the taller letter, so we'll do 3 lines for this one. The little, don't know what you call it, the cut in, vertical line, flick up and over like that. The C. Now D does have a little bit of a curve, although it is generally quite square. Might take a bit of practice for that one while it's got the curve in. It's quite different really. E. The G goes below the line, just like in normal handwriting. So you start with the top, then add the tail at the bottom, and this little cross section there it has. I've already showed you the H, but we're back there naturally. J also has a tail. And the flecky bit as well, I forgot. Like that. You can see, like I said, they always just start with, rather than a vertical line, it's the little cut in at the top, then the flick at the bottom. Even on the K. L is just basically one of those lines, that's it. L. O, of course, is not circular in the square alphabet, as you'd expect, like that. P. Again, it's not circular, it's square. And you finish off with this nice little flick from the other side. Q, it's kind of the opposite, of course. You can just see every time the little flick in at the top, then at the bottom. There's a little bit of a curve on the R, and also the S, again, is not perfectly square. U and V are actually identical, except U has the tail on the end, but the V doesn't. So if you forget when you're writing, you wouldn't know which one was which. Exactly the same, except you don't do the tail on the end. Identical. W. The Y is very similar to the G, except it's open at the top, like that, and a little tail at the bottom. There it is, our square Gothic alphabet, written with the Pilot Parallel 3.8mm. Hope this helps. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, let me know. Thanks. See ya.